the suppression of false religion and the promotion of true religion, the protection and promotion, I should probably say, of true religion, is the exercise on the part of the king and of his governors and judges and officers of what is good. Is it a good thing? And again, this doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. It's a very simple Socratic way of working through concepts. Is it good or is it evil to worship demons? Well, that would be evil. Is it good or is it evil to rebel against the one true God? Well, that would be evil. Is it good or is it evil to blaspheme the name and honour of the one true God? Well, that would be evil. What is the role of the king and of his governors? To promote what is good and to punish what is evil. What, therefore, should the ruling authority do? Punish evil. Which means that he should punish idolatry, he should punish apostasy, he should punish blasphemy, which, shock horror, is exactly what we used to do for thousands of years. It is only of recent vintage that we have stopped doing these things. We had many of these laws and rules into the early 20th century. Into a time in which, not to pick on people, but Elaine was born, there were still rules on the books along those lines. This is not something that has been gone for untold ages. It's something which has been gone for barely 100 years. And what has been the consequence? Have we entered this grand utopia that was promised to us by the great visionaries of our political and religious age? The great time of coexistence and all the peoples worshipping their countless, endless list of deities, getting along and having picnics and picking flowers and singing Kumbaya. Where is that utopian age that supposedly was to be brought about by allowing and permitting religious pluralism? In other words, you can hold and do whatever religion you want and we're all just going to smack it together in one place. Right? What has been brought about by the opening of the floodgates to religious liberalism? This church believes this church believes that, they do this, they promote this, they co-sign this ideology, support this party, do whatever, blah, blah. Where is the grand utopia? Well, not only is it non-existent, we've actually done something that's almost borderline impressive in the most tragic of forms. Not only have we not built a utopia, we have created a dystopia. We have created a time which is the antithesis of a utopia, an antithesis of if we had have done nothing in the first place. We have created a time of mass religious conflict. See Bondi all of a couple of months ago for that. We have created a time in which powder kegs have been created. See Southwest Sydney on any given Tuesday for that. We have created a time of the mass departure from churches and apostasy that has only been kicked into hyperdrive by religious liberalism. In other words, religious liberty, just you get to believe whatever you want and do what you want. Right? We have seen all of these things in the most decrepit forms. That has been the consequence. Because what is the command that God is giving in the end of chapter 16 and beginning of 17? The rulers are not to allow false religion. And they are to protect and promote true religion. So it's not just don't allow Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, etc., right? New Age mysticism, whatever else. It is also do not allow the church to become a free-for-all. And so you get us here who stand against abortion, sodomy, transgenderism, all these other things, economic corruption, so on and so forth. And then you get other churches who have 25 different flags of the week out the front, who promote and support the murder of children, who support political parties that engage in such, etc., etc. At no point in the history of the church has this kind of dynamic ever been promoted until recent vintage. And it is the consequence of abandoning these commands.